OnePro holds 91% possession in a qualifier game. FIFA is in massive danger from an esports perspective, and there's some fantastic trolling this week. Welcome to Nelly News. Welcome to another edition of Nelly News. This week, there is some very interesting stuff going on in FIFA as an esport, and I think it's going to be a massive problem for the qualifying events and all that stuff coming in the near future. We'll get into that a bit later. I just want to say for last week's episode, there was a few negative comments here and there, but for the most part, everyone seemed to be positive, and I knew it was going to be like a tricky topic. And some people left some really good comments, which made me really rethink some things. And some people are like, oh, Nelly, you're contradicting yourself, blah, blah, blah. For the main core issues, I'm pretty set in certain thoughts, and I have certain morals and things that I just can't overcome. I think the company has obligations and some sort of duty of care to its customers. For that kind of stuff, I'm pretty set. But then for other stuff that's a little bit more gray area, people give me interesting points, and I'm more than welcome to that. My mind is always changing. I'm always trying to look at new perspectives. So some people said oh, Nick is attacking Chuboy's character for no reason out of nowhere, so Chuboy attacked his character. So yeah, I kind of get that. That's a fair point. And if you make a fair point and you change my mind, I'm just gonna straight up tell you in the comments, that's a good point. I actually like this, and we might not necessarily always agree on stuff, but I'm always gonna be looking for new perspectives and interesting ideas and interesting points from you guys. So that's why I'm not afraid to talk with people in the comments. I'm also not afraid to engage people in the comments. Some people think, oh, I'm not gonna reply to anyone in the comments because that way I won't offend anyone, and therefore I'll have the biggest fan base. For me, if I have to go into an argument with a random person in the comments and then eventually I just see they're too toxic or I don't want them in my community, that's a win for me. I'm getting a better community by weeding out people that are not going to be respectful, people that are not going to be friendly to other people in the comments, people that are very narrow-minded. I don't know, people see it as losing followers, losing subscribers as a bad thing. I see it as a great thing. I think we have a fantastic community of people here, and that's because I've tried my best to be diligent with saying hey, listen, if you can't if you can't be normal in the comments and be a normal human being and you're being toxic, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that, but just don't come back. It's not a loss for me, it's a gain. I'm only making my community better, in my opinion. But as always, I'm interested to hear what you guys say about this, so let's jump into this week's topics. Okay, the first story, and arguably the foundation for today's episode, today's biggest kind of topic, which is related to the current meta of FIFA, the drop back, the holding possession, the get punished for pressuring your opponent type stuff. And this video comes from Pro Hunter, who played a qualifier versus a guy named Faye Lars, and I'm gonna play the clip that he posted on Twitter in its entirety because I think it's important to see what actually happened in their game to get more context.
What's up, guys? I just qualified for the first FUT Champions Cup, and yeah, I want to show you one game in the qualifier. It was my second game against Feyenoord Lars, and I want to show you this game because I'm very afraid of the live events. They could potentially be very boring, because this happens to me in the qualifier. He basically just passed around for 2 games in a row, and then he conceded a golden goal. He just was afraid to attack, and I was basically afraid to team press. I can't pressure him because it's too easy to concede a goal if you're making high pressure. And yeah, so I had to let him play like this. I cannot do anything against it. I either wanted to play a penalty kick instead of pressure him high. So this is the current state. You have to think about it. I want to play a penalty kick instead of pressure him. This is just I don't know. Maybe it's only me, but I think I would have had better chances in the penalty kick instead of pressure him. You know what I mean? It's mind-blowing, and I hope these people don't get to the live events, because no one is watching the live events then anymore. And yeah, so this is basically what I experienced, and I hope EA will fix something about high pressure or something. I don't know. This has to be fixed, man, really. I'm done. I'm really done.
So as you can see, really gross stuff, and it would make it very difficult to watch this game at a competitive level. Faye Lars also had a reply, and he posted a Twitter log, and then I think he's deleted everything since, and he's also now set his account to protected. I'm assuming he got a lot of backlash, so I don't know. It seems like he was probably also in the wrong. I don't know what his side of the story is, but it seems like he's removed it and he's just kind of like backed off. But this is a big problem, and here's why. EA is going to lose a ton of money if they lose a large audience. So if streams, you know, if the games become this, and this is the meta, imagine like someone going into like Twitch EA stream at an event and watching that for 15 minutes, for an hour, for half an hour. It won't happen unless EA gives like an icon to every person that clicks on the stream. Like, I don't think anyone's going to be watching these games, which is a massive issue. And then it'll affect EA's bottom line, because EA can't go to sponsors and can't say, well, you know, we got 50,000 people in the stream. Like, if you want to put some money into the live events, whatever, you should definitely do it. When they have like 30 people in the stream watching this horrendous pile of garbage. Now, here's the other thing that's kind of going on. In Draft Story, which is a tournament going on right now in Germany, it's their own unique special tournament. They have some special rules about, you know, making teams and stuff. I don't know too much about it, but Mo Alba tweeted about a stream going down from 5,000 viewers to 800 just from the fact that, you know, they were playing this horrible, like, slow game that no one wanted to see. So what happened was, the next day, for the second day of the tournament, they implemented 3 new rules. The 3 rules are: no dropback is allowed, 4 is the minimum you can go on your depth, and attacking players cannot have comeback to defense as their tactic setting. So fantastic change, first of all, by the people that set up this tournament, because they want more exciting FIFA. They want people to watch their streams. Great idea. More concerning is, like, wow, we have to implement these things. That's how broken the game is. Is EA gonna fix this, or are they just gonna implement similar rules at tournaments? Because either way, it's not a good look. If they don't fix it, it's gonna be unwatchable. If they implement these rules, it's like, wow, you really already given up on like fixing this game. That's how bad the game is. And there was actually a patch that came out, and people, you know, always ask me like, oh, how's the patch? How's the patch? Currently, I cannot play the game. It's impossible. It's unplayable. The delay is horrendous. I'm starting to see speed up delay for the first time this year. It's the patch is irrelevant if the connection is unstable as it is for me. So I honestly can't give you any feedback. I've played one game, I turned it off because it's horrendous. It's unplayable. There's too much lag. It's not enjoyable. So if the servers don't get fixed, which they probably won't, it's gonna be a long year for a lot of pros. If you guys remember from a couple weeks ago or last week, Artie Griezmann was our D-bag of the day, and he's back at it again. I think last time he was scamming people for FIFA points or FIFA cards. This time he's doing some really douchey stuff, which I'll show you on screen. This video is courtesy of Rebel Stokes, basically showing how he was wasting time. And then there's this other fantastic video of him getting pumped 5-0 and rage quitting against another pro. So you love to see that. Inject that right in. That's fantastic. And winning another D-bag of the week is quite the honor, and I think he's definitely a candidate, if not, you know, already a lock for D-bag of the year. Then we had Castro kind of in the news. He was on some sort of podcast that FIFA is a sponsor in, and he was talking to some other dude. I'll play the clip right now.
I know he's the guest and everything, but, you know.
Oh my god, there's 2. You only showed me 1.
It's probably so sick, dude. Yeah, we're working on something pretty.
And then we had Kurt tweeting out, nice to see the money we gave them is being put to good use. I mean, there isn't really much of a story here. I.e. just firing shots. It is what it is. EA, he's one of their brand ambassadors. He's one of their golden boys. Yeah, they're gonna, you know, they're gonna give him a little shout. They're gonna give whatever he does or the people around him money. And then they also tweeted out one of, like, I don't know, a meme video of him. And people are very upset because, you know, like, the game is completely broken, and people, you know, you're tweeting memes about Castro. It's like, what are you doing? But at the same time, you can't get really mad at them. They're like they're partners, you know. He gets paid by them. He gets a lot of money from them, and yeah, they're gonna promote him, obviously. So I don't really have a thing there. I'm not upset either way. It's just I thought I'd bring that to light. So let me know what you guys think. Are you upset when EA, you know, tweets out other content creator stuff or like memes or stuff? Do you get like triggered? For me, it's like I just like I don't expect anything else from them at this point. I just like I expect the worst, and usually they do even worse than that I expect. So fantastic from EA. Keep up the good work. Then we had EA tweeting out, which was probably their only W of the year. They released a Liverpool like say no to racism kit, which is fantastic. I applaud that, but I will say this, they are a company, so companies don't have any morals, not at this level, which, you know, great for them tweeting this out, beautiful. Ask them where they stand on Hong Kong. Where y'all stand on Hong Kong, EA? See what they say. I'm really curious. I'm not hating. I'm just telling you how it is. So anyways, I gotta give credit where credit is due. The only W of the year for EA, so fantastic job. In other news, the Scream promo is out, and I don't really care. Please don't give them any money. If you're gonna do like SBCs, great, but like please don't buy FIFA points. I would really appreciate that. Just a PSA, like this game is completely a disaster. They deserve no more of your money and no more of your time. So there's that. I guess I got a report on it. They also released a League One Player of the Month. It really seems like it's a solid card, especially for those first owner objectives, so highly recommend that. It's dirt cheap. I think it's like an 83 team requirement, so go out and do that. It seems like we're not gonna have league SBCs, which is really unfortunate. Those are kind of fun. I always like buying random, I don't know, Scottish league players, and I remember the days of FIFA 17 having Lee Griffiths, and he was one of my best players. I love that card so much fun. So it looks like, you know, the leaks are like 90% of the time correct, and I really want to see, this opens up a bigger topic, bigger question. What do you guys think about these leaks? Because some of these foot traders, they just know a guy at EA apparently, and the guy just leaks out, you know, whatever the team of the week is, or if there's an SBC, and it seems like these leaks are correct, like, I don't know, let's say 75 to 90% of the time. Does that bother you? Does that annoy you? Should EA be doing a better job? I obviously think they should be, of controlling, you know, who gets this information. It seems like really pathetic at this point that just a random dude on Twitter can have access to every single like SBC and every single like team of the week, especially when some dudes are like making money from it. Like that just seems really weird and gross. But I don't know, let me know what you guys think about leaks in general. All right, there is a lot of fantastic stuff in the community this week, so we'll end on a positive note. The first thing I wanted to show you guys was Chuboy on Twitter wrote, true story, we once banned Griezmann's account for coin buying on FIFA 15. Dude called the French office so upset we gave him his players back. For everyone getting mad, he didn't get his coins back, if that makes you feel any better. So obviously, you know, there is some favoritism in, you know, FIFA and in life in general. That's just common sense. I hope you're not actually upset by that. I don't really care. Then some dude asked him, is it true that EA gift icons and other top tier players to football players who play the game? Obviously this is true. You know, you've seen this many times. I think David Myler was gifted a bunch of icons in FIFA 18. I think he had like 4 or 5 icons. I think this is, or whatever year it was that the icons first came out, I remember him having a lot. And then Chuboy wrote, yeah, but like 3 or so. Nasri is the only one to ever have 2 pro cards in the same game. He wanted a right wing and a left wing on FIFA 15. So cool little fun facts from Chuboy. In some meme content, we had Footspy Steven tweeting out, I'm dead. And then there was someone with a team name Memphis Delay. Fantastic. Then we had a Frank Ribery tweeting out, you know, asking who this player was in the game because he looks nothing like like Ribery. I don't think he's even in foot. I could be wrong, but I don't think he is. And then we had some guy tweeting out a fantastic little card here of the EA servers. Donovan Mitchell tweeting out, why can't I find UA Ventus on FIFA 20? And Juventus, the official, you know, admin of that account, came in, did you mean Juventus? We're on official PES. A special pack is on its way to you, so you can enjoy playing with the Bianconeri. Hopefully, I didn't say that right. Some Italian dude is just triggered in the chat. But that's brilliant marketing from FIFA, or from PES and from Juventus. Fair play, boys. And the last video before we call it a day is this video from Nick showcasing how broken Squad Battles actually is. Wow, this game is poorly coded. You know, someone's gonna say scripting, whatever. I don't care what you want to call it. This is terrible. Let's get rid of this in the game. How is this even a thing? But yeah, that is the end of Nelly News. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Not a crazy week, but there was some interesting discussions to be had for sure. As always, let me know in the comments what you guys think about all these topics, and I'll see you next time. Peace.